So the problem related to predicting the direction of the reaction. So the value of Kc is given and the concentration of reaction mixture also given. So the Kc value is 2 into 10 to the power minus 3. The reaction is 2A equilibrium reaction B plus C. The composition of the reaction is for A and B and C 3 into 10 to the power minus 4. Now we have to calculate QC. Then we have to decide the reactions carried out in which direction. QC is equal to concentration of B into concentration of C divided by concentration of A square. Why A square? Because 2A. The concentration they are given for all 3 into 10 to the power minus 4. Substitute the 3 into 10 to the power minus 4 in this equation. So 3 into minus 4 into 3 into 10 to the power minus 4 divided by 3 into 10 to the power minus 4 whole square. So everything will get cancelled. Finally 1 is the answer. So QC is equal to 1. QC is equal to 1. So Kc already they are given. What is Kc? Kc is 2 into 10 to the power minus 3. So Q is more than Kc. QC is more than Kc. So the reaction will proceed in reverse direction. That means the reaction proceed towards reactants. The reaction proceed towards reactants. Next one, another problem. A mixture of 1.57 moles of nitrogen and moles of hydrogen and moles of ammonia it is given at a particular temperature. The reaction mixture is kept in 20 liter reaction vessel. So what we have to do, we have the equilibrium constant they are given. Kc for the equilibrium constant is 1.7 into 10 to the power 2. So first we have to calculate Qc. So by using this you can calculate the Qc. For concentration of NH3 we have to find the concentration from the number of moles. Number of moles per volume. So 8.13 divided by 20 you are getting 0.4065. So it is 20 liter vessel, so that we are dividing this number of moles per volume. So you will get all the three values, substitute the three values, you are getting 2.379 into 10 to the power 3. So QC is 2.379 into 10 to the power 3. So here also QC is greater than the value of Kc. So the direct reactions will proceed in this direction towards reverse direction or proceed towards the reactants. So next one, calculating equilibrium concentration. Calculating equilibrium concentration. The value of equilibrium constant helps us in calculating the equilibrium concentration. The equilibrium constant helps us to calculate the equilibrium concentration of a various substance take part in a chemical reaction. Algorithm for calculating equilibrium concentration. So for calculating the equilibrium concentration, certain steps are there. First we have to write the balanced chemical equation for the given reaction. Next you have to make the list of the following information about the substance which is present in the reaction mixture. That is initial concentration, next equilibrium concentration, next on going to equilibrium. So equilibrium concentration on going to equilibrium. Next equilibrium concentration. So for making the list, consider the concentration of one of the substance that reacts on going to equilibrium be X. We have to take one as X. One of the substance that react on going to equilibrium be the X. Now determine the concentration of other substance in terms of X. So we have to consider as a X and with that, we have to find out this concentration of other substance in terms of X by using stoichiometric reaction. So substitute the value of equilibrium concentration and equilibrium constant in the expression of equilibrium constant for the given reaction. So by using quadratic equation type, we can calculate this problem for calculating the equilibrium constant. From the value of X, calculate the equilibrium concentration of different substances. So in your textbook also it is given the value of Kp for the reaction CO2 plus C gives 2CO. At 1000 Kelvin, Kp value is 3. If initially PCO2 is 0.48 bar and PCO is 0 bar and pure graphite is present. So we have to calculate the equilibrium partial pressure of CO and CO2. So for this equation, first we have to take X be the decrease in pressure of a particular reaction. So what is the initial pressure? 0.48 bar. For CO2 and for CO0. For CO0. So what is the equilibrium at? You have to take this, consider as X. So that's 0.48 minus X bar and 2x bar for CO. This is for CO2 and this is for CO. What is Kp? Kp is equal to P 2CO divided by PCO2. 2CO is there. So P2CO, PCO2. So Kp is equal to 2x square divided by 0.48 minus x. This 2x square, why? Because of CO. CO2 4.48 minus x. So we are getting value 3. That is equal to 3. So 2x square, that is equal to 4x square equal to 3 into 0.48 minus x or 4x square plus 3x minus 1.440. You consider A as 4, B as 3 and C as 1.4. By using this equation, mathematical expression, you can calculate. So finally you are getting the value x is equal to 2.66 divided by 8, that is equal to 0.33. Minus b minus 3 plus or minus to the power root 3 square minus 4 into 4 into minus 1.44 divided by 2 into 4. 2 into 4 is equal to 8. So you are getting this value. The equilibrium partial pressure or PCO is equal to 2x equal to 2 into 0.33. So x value we found now. So the x value you have to substitute in the place of x. So partial pressure of CO we get 0.66 bar. Partial pressure of CO2 0.48 minus x. So that 0.48 minus 0.33 will be getting 0.15 bar. So this is a problem related to calculating the partial pressure of carbon equation. Next one is relationship between equilibrium constant, reaction coefficient and Gibbs energy. So Gibbs free energy change and reaction coefficient related as delta G is equal to delta G0 plus 2.303 RT log QC. This is the equation. What is the relation between equilibrium, reaction coefficient and Gibbs energy? Delta G is equal to delta Gc naught plus 2.303 RT log QC. So delta G naught is standard Gibbs energy. At equilibrium, delta G is 0 and quotient is Kc. Qc is equal to Kc. On substituting the values, delta G naught equal to minus 2.303 RT log Kc for ideal gas. So for ideal gas, delta G naught equal to RT log Kp. RT log Kp. So log K is equal to delta G naught divided by RT. So taking log on both sides, we get K is equal to e to the power minus delta G naught divided by RT. So the above equation is helpful for predicting the spontaneity of the reaction. That means whether positive or negative. If the delta G is less than 0, minus delta G naught divided by RT is positive and E minus delta G naught divided by RT is more than 1 and hence K is more than 1. It means the reactions occur spontaneously in the forward direction or products predominate over reactants. Product predominate over reactants when K is equal to more than 1. Forward reaction takes place. If delta G is greater than 0, minus delta G naught by RT is negative and K is less than 1, it means the reaction is non-spontaneous forward reaction, that is product but spontaneous in reverse direction, non-spontaneous in forward direction and spontaneous in reverse direction. That is reaction predominate over the product and the reactions occurs rarely. Here the example is given. Hydrolysis of sucrose. Sucrose plus H2O gives glucose plus fructose. The equilibrium constant Kc for the reaction is 2 into 10 to the power 13 they are given. Equilibrium constant Kc they are given 2 into 10 to the power 13 at 300 Kelvin. What you have to do? You have to calculate delta G naught at 300 Kelvin. What is the formula? Delta G naught is equal to minus RT log Kc. So delta G naught is equal to minus 8.314 joule per mole per Kelvin into temperature is 300 Kelvin. Kc is equal to 2 into 10 to the power 13. So 2 into 10 to the power 13. So the value you will get is minus 7.64 into 10 to the power 4 joule per mole. Next, another one example, you can calculate delta G. The equilibrium constant for the following formation NO2 from NO and O2 is given. First we have to write the chemical equation. NO gaseous state plus 1 by 2 O2 in gaseous state gives NO2 in gaseous state. So for forward reaction delta G NO2 is equal to 52.0 kilojoule. For the delta G degree for NO, formation of NO2. For the delta G of formation of NO2 to the delta G of formation of NO, 87.0. For delta G for O2 is 0 kilojoule. So calculate the delta G by using the formula. Delta G is equal to, this already in thermodynamics gives a free energy we have seen. So epsilon delta G product minus G product of reactants. Calculate the equilibrium constant by using the formula of minus 2.303 RT log Kc. Look at the solution for that. Write the chemical equation. Delta G for reactants is given. So product minus reactants. Delta G for the reactions is delta G product minus delta G of reactants. So delta G for formation of NO2 minus delta G of NO plus 1 by 2 of O2. 1 by 2 of O2. For this NO2 they given in this problem is 552. For delta NO they given 87. For oxygen it is given as 0. Substitute all the value and you will be getting the answer minus 35.0 kilojoule. Delta G is equal to minus 2.303 RT log Kc minus delta G. So substitute this value. Kilojoule you convert into joule. Kilojoule here you convert into joule. So R value, T value 298 Kelvin. Final the answer is Kc is equal to 6.134 Kc antilog 6.134. So the antilog of 6.134 is 1.361 into 10 to the power 6. Another one more sum also given. Kp is given and Kc you have to find out. Temperature is given. Delta N, Kp is equal to Kc into RT delta N. You have to find out the value of Kc. So Kc is equal to divided by RT delta N divided by Kp. Now you got Kc. Substitute that Kc value here and calculate the delta G. As delta G is positive greater than 0, then K will be less than 1 and the reaction will be non-spontaneous in forward direction. If the K will be less than 1 and the reaction will be non-spontaneous in forward reaction.